Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy day after Thanksgiving to you all. Happy leftover day. Happy Black Friday. Whatever it is that you guys, or some of y'all had to go to work, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the people that had to go to work today. But for whatever it is that you guys have going on today, happy day to you. Y'all, Diddy ain't even gonna let us sleep, huh? Diddy just not gonna let us sleep. Woke up to another one. Okay. I woke up to another one. Good morning. Let me say hi to the people as you guys are coming in. And we about to jump right into it, y'all. We're going to jump right into it. Hey, Quake. What's going on, you guys? Monk Chip, hey, my love. Just read my book. There's been an hum about Aaron Hall for years. It looks like everyone's buzzers have come home to roost. Listen. Now, this is what I'm going to say. This me. This really be talking, okay? This is really be talking. This me. I'm not saying that none of this is true because y'all know I wasn't there. But I wouldn't be surprised about Aaron Hall. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now let me go back up here and let me say hi to everybody because I started in the middle. So let me go back up to the top, you guys. And then we're gonna get into this because I have some things I have to get into today. Members, I have an update for you guys on what I was telling you about yesterday. I'll let you guys know that. I'll probably post that before I get out of here. Hey, Rock Chick. Hey, Lovely 31, Nikki B, Kenya, Amber. What's going on? Hey, Mia. Hey, Cookie. P. What's going on? Hey, C Golden. Hey, KK. What's up, Ebs? Mwah. And my boo thing right there, Ebby. Hey, I already said, hey, just read my book, Monk Chip, BAP, China White, L Love, P. Important to the discussion. Complaint number 2: Sony handheld cameras existed in the 1990s. Parents used to tape their kids, recitals, etc. Some folks are questioning that detail of the story. You know what, P? I'm going to come back to that because there's another detail in that story that I want to clear up as well. So thank you, and y'all remind me. Don't let me get off of here without talking about that other part. I'm going to get through this first. Aaron Hall's I Miss You was my jam. Listen, let me tell y'all something. By the time we get done, we're not gonna be able to listen to nothing no more. We just gonna have to cancel everybody. Cause Aaron Hall, y'all know I love me. I love me some guy. I love me some guy. And yes, I Miss You, Aaron Hall. That was the jam right there. Listen, we all felt some kind of way about that song. Okay. Definitely eat leftovers this morning. I got leftovers. A matter of fact, I had to run an errand and then I'm going back past my mama's house because I didn't get all my leftovers last night because I had to leave. I had to go take care of something last night. So I'm doubling back because I didn't get my greens. I didn't get my pound cake. And y'all know I don't play about my mama's pound cake. We ain't even cut the cake last night. I don't play about my mama's pound cake. So yeah, I'm doubling back. Yeah, I'm doubling back. Mm-hmm. Hey, Cola. What's up, Chef Don Don? Hey, Amber. All right, so let's get into it. If I didn't speak to you, charge it to my head, not my heart. Y'all know people gonna watch this in the replay and be like, "She takes too long. She takes too long." So, welcome this morning to another one. I'm going to be reading from Rolling Stone. I do not have the complaint. We're going to read from the article. Okay, Pam, I believe, is going live at noon, and y'all know she is going to read the legal complaint. But we are going to just read through this Rolling Stone magazine. Rolling Stone, I believe, is a very reputable publication. So we're going to read through this. Third accuser sues Sean Combs for sexual assault. Jane Doe plaintiff alleges that Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall turns. Yeah, I like to read this first. I just want to let y'all know I wanted y'all to get my real reaction. That is my real reaction. Took turns assaulting her and a friend after an event at Uptown Records in the early 1990s. All right. Sean Diddy Combs has been hit with a third lawsuit alleging SA under the Adult Survivors Act that expired after Thanksgiving. So I believe it expires at midnight tonight, but it might have expired at midnight last night. I'm thinking because the court wasn't open yesterday, technically. I mean, I know people can do electronic filings, but I know that a lot of times when like with the post office, like April 15th is tax day unless April 15th falls on a weekend. Even though the post office is open, if it falls on a weekend, it pushes to that Monday. So I'm thinking that maybe it expires midnight tonight. We were having that whole debate over on Pam's last night. I'm not sure. We'll know if we see some more filings today. We'll know. The new complaint from an anonymous accuser alleges that Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns assaulting her and her friend in 1990 or 1991. Okay. And that Diddy turned violent during a rage days later. During a rage days later. Okay. In the filing obtained by Rolling Stone, Jane Doe alleges that she and her friend met Diddy and Hall at an event hosted by MCA Records, the distributor of Uptown Records, at the company's offices in New York. Combs and Hall were very flirtatious and handsy with Jane Doe and her best friend, offering them drinks throughout the night. As the event was winding down, Combs and Hall allegedly invited the women back to Hall's apartment for an after party. While at Hall's apartment, Jane Doe was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs. After Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in bed, shocked and traumatized. As she was in the process of getting dressed, Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced her to have sex with him. Can I go back up for a second? Give me a second. I want to read something again. Okay. While at Hall's apartment, Jane Doe was offered more drinks and coerced into having sex with Combs. Okay. The complaint says Jane Doe quickly got dressed and fled from Hall's residence after the alleged attack. It alleges she later spoke to her friend and learned that other woman had been forced to have sex with Combs and Hall in the other room. Upon information and belief, when Combs finished with Jane Doe, he and Hall switched. A couple of days after the alleged assault, Holmes allegedly visited the home where Jane Doe and her friend were staying, and it turned violent. I got some questions, y'all. I'm gonna finish reading this, but I got a lot of questions as I'm reading. These questions are popping in my head, but I'm gonna keep reading. Let me see what the chat is saying. Let me see if y'all have the same questions I have. Hold on, let me see what y'all saying. Aaron Hall did say on Vlad TV, people in the industry paid to see him hunch women in front of others. Woo, what's up, schoolboy? I mean, it could be true, but this sounds too vague. The 90s is filled with victims. It was the culture. Hey, right to be told. I ain't seen you in a while, boo. Hey. VS Speak says, View, they bring out any and everyone that has anything to do with Diddy. Aaron Hall is very vocal about his deviance. Not Aaron Hall is disturbingly creepy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading it, y'all. And listen, just because I have questions doesn't mean that I think this woman is lying. It just means I have some clarifying questions. I'm gonna finish reading it and I'm gonna tell y'all what my questions are. Y'all put y'all questions in the chat if y'all have some as I'm reading, but I'm gonna finish going through it and then we're gonna see what the questions actually, because I'm gonna forget. No, I'm gonna read it because it might be in here. Okay. He was irate. No. Okay. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that because I don't want y'all to think I'm being funny. I'm not. Doe to the point that she passed out. Combs was searching for Jane Doe's friend because he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time what he and Hall had done to them. So then y'all knew each other. Wait a minute. I have questions. It sounds like he knew y'all. And that doesn't mean that nothing happened. It just sounds like y'all were more familiar because he knew where you lived. And now he's saying that he worried that you're going to tell the girlfriend. It sounds like y'all knew each other. or at least knew of each. I'm gonna keep reading. Okay. Alongside Hall and Combs, the suit names MCA Music Entertainment and Geffen Records as defendants. Reps for Hall and Combs did not immediately return requests for comment on Friday. The lawsuit filed in New York County Supreme Court alleges Jane Doe informed her close friends and family about what occurred. It claims she sought medical treatment to heal from the trauma. The new filing marks the third lawsuit. Okay, and then it just goes on to talk about the other cases. Now, let's be clear. Before I have questions, that does not mean that I think this woman is lying. It just means I have questions. It does not, I'm not going to question nobody's story, okay? Because I was not there, and I know that trauma manifests itself in many different ways, okay? So I'm not saying that this did not happen. I'm just saying I got some questions. So first of all, she said that she was coerced into having relations with Diddy, and that Hall forced himself on her. So my question is, did he, because you know, once you're drunk, a drunk person can't give consent. Y'all know that, right? I need y'all to know that. If you are drunk, drunk, you can't give consent. So I'm wondering if that's what she's saying in that sense, where she's saying that they got her drunk. They made her, they kept giving her drinks, and then she was coerced into having relations with Diddy. And then Hall forced her, and then they switched. I'm gonna tell you something. That doesn't sound like something that couldn't happen, right? I know college guys who did shit like that. I'm not saying I knew people in college who were rapists. I'm saying I know guys in college who had willing participants, and I know they were willing participants, okay? But I know these types of things have happened, frat house type shit. So I'm not saying that it didn't happen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think we need more information. How do you know where you lived? I mean, in the course of the conversation that night, did you tell the woman? Did you tell the woman that? No, I agree, right to be told. That is you're right. They didn't start that, drunk don't give consent. I agree. But I'm just talking. We just talking. Now, I have some things to do today, but I am gonna come back tonight, and I'm gonna drop the link and let you guys come up and share and talk. We're gonna talk these things out. I just don't have time right now to do it. But how he know where you lived? And at what point did he figure out that you were in close enough proximity to his girlfriend that you could tell his girlfriend what he allegedly had done? And again, none of these questions mean that she's lying. I just have more questions. That is it. Because for him to show up at your house the next day pissed off, something happened. In my opinion, a conversation was had. Somebody said something. And how the hell did he know where you live? Again, did you tell the man the night before where you lived? Absolutely, right to be told. That's why I'm saying right to be told said familiar assault is common. And that's why I'm saying I have questions. Those are the questions that I have. Did you already know him? Were they already somehow connected? That's what I'm saying. Protect yourself at all times, ladies. Rox just got something slipped in her drink. Rox who? Rox, it's for Rox? Oh my. Oh my. I understand that, you guys. I'm not saying, listen, I think, well, I don't think y'all, I think y'all are just making comments. I'm not saying that I want to know. And again, that's me being nosy, y'all. I don't need to know. I don't need to know nothing. I want to know. I would like to know what the connection is. Because for him to show up at her house the next day and be pissed off to the point where he assaulted her, which I'm not saying he didn't do that either. But did you see my comment about Foxy Brown? I'll scroll back up. Give me a second. I'm gonna scroll back up. I'm just wondering what happened. You understand what I'm saying? Did these girls call somebody? Because she said she told people. She said she told people what happened. So did these women call somebody and it got back to Diddy? Did Diddy realize after the fact, oh shit, she know my girl? Like something happened. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go over there and send her some love. Oh wow, Rock's top. Oh, she said in her top of the book. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over there. Okay, let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. Foxy Brown. I mean, right to be told. Right to be told. Right to be told. Right to be told. Y'all talking. I gotta keep scrolling. Uh-oh. I hope it's still here. What's up, Star? Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, Jay Parrish, what's up? I believe it. Hall used to beat the brakes off his baby mama. Yeah, now that was out there. I remember those stories. And again, y'all remember too. The right to be told. Can you say it again? I think it might be gone. I don't see it. I'm gonna scroll again, but I don't see it, boo. If you can you put it again? Because I want to see what you had to say about Foxy Brown. Because I know I believe Foxy Brown has a story. I ain't gonna say I know because I don't know, but I believe that Foxy Brown does have a story to tell. What's up, John? John, how you gonna be done with leftovers and today, the first day after Thanksgiving? You can't be done with the leftovers yet, child. Oh, okay, here it is right here. I wonder if Foxy Brown is going to make it to the courthouse today. She needs to drag Jay-Z down to the ground. Oh, child, I don't know if Foxy Brown would say anything. She might though, but I don't know if she will. I'm gonna have to go send Rock some love. I didn't know. I haven't listen, I've missed a lot of videos. You know, there's certain YouTubers that are just on my automatic. Like when they drop a video, I watch it. And she's one of the YouTubers that I watch it very regularly, but I missed that one. But again, it's been crazy these last couple of weeks. I haven't watched a lot of people these last couple of weeks. Thanks, Right to be told, for dropping it again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She was dating Jay-Z's grown self at 14, and he used to assault her. Allegedly, she told the story before. You know, a lot of people gloss over the fact, and I know people, y'all about to get mad at me, and I love y'all anyway. A lot of y'all people gloss over the age difference between Jay-Z and Beyonce. And a lot of y'all forget the fact that Jay-Z met Beyonce before she was legal. And they started dating before she was 21. Now I know 18 is legal, but they knew each other before she was legal. And they had started dating before she was 21. And I'm not saying he did anything to Beyonce. I'm not saying that at all. I am just talking about rumors about Jay-Z are not new. We have the situation with Aaliyah, Foxy Brown, his other artist, the one that was in the one that was in the bounce with me, that artist. There are stories about Jay-Z in the industry. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I said this yesterday, and I'm gonna keep saying it for the people who might be hearing it for the first time. If social media was then in the 90s, 70s, 60s, 50s, whatever, and Emil, that's it. Thank you, schoolboy and Right to be told. If social media was then what it is today, a whole lot of these people would have already been canceled. Let's be clear. So these stories there are a lot of stories that have been floating around that we just heard. You know, we be like, oh yeah, I heard about Beyonce. I mean, I heard about Jay-Z and such and such. Oh yeah, I heard about Aaron Hall and such and such. Oh yeah, I heard, because we heard them, but there was no blogs, there was no shade room, there was no Wendy Williams, or Wendy Williams was the first. Remember when Wendy Williams used to tell stuff? That's why Wendy Williams had such a rocky road to go. Now, listen, I know we clown Wendy Williams now because of a lot of other stuff, but please understand that Wendy Williams is we all stand on the shoulders of Wendy Williams. And when I say we all stand on the shoulders, I mean people like myself who do celebrity news and gossip, right? We stand on the shoulders of Wendy Williams because she took the hit. She took the hits. Remember, Diddy got Wendy Williams fired from her show. She had to go from New York to Philadelphia because Diddy got her fired. Diddy called the... See, for anybody that wants to question whether Diddy had power and influence, y'all have to remember that Diddy called the radio station after Wendy Williams reported that, you know, the rumor about him being with a man, after she reported that rumor about him being with a man, he called the radio station and said, I'm in LA right now. When I get back to New York, she better not be on the radio. And that wasn't Diddy telling the story. Wendy told this story. Wendy Williams told this story herself. And she got fired from the radio station. Remember, Diddy is the same person that brought Total to the radio station to whoop Wendy's ass after Wendy was telling a story about Diddy not paying them girls. So this stuff ain't new. It's just that there wasn't a lot of people out there corroborating, and there was nobody out here telling the stories, and we didn't have places like the Shade Room or the Wendy Williams like that. Wendy was the first. That's where How You Doing came from. I never knew Diddy was the cause of the Philly move. She put it in her movie. And Diddy's bodyguard told the story, but she also put it in her movie. Now, in her movie, I think she had to word it, because I didn't read her book, but in the Lifetime movie, she put it in a way that it left it. She thinks that's what happened, but that's what happened. So let me say this, and then I'm gonna jump off, and I'll be back this evening. I'm not sure when I'm getting home, because like I said, I gotta run some errands. I'm not sure when I'm getting home, but when I come home this evening, we're gonna talk about we're gonna go through a timeline of Diddy and his and violent acts that are connected to Diddy. We're gonna go through a timeline, and I will drop the link, and you guys will come have opportunity to come up and share what you need to share. So be on the lookout for that notification. I just don't know what time I'm going to get back home, but once I get back home, I'll know. But it'll probably be early afternoon. It'll be early afternoon. But we're going to go through a timeline, okay? And then we're going to drop the link, and we're going to see and if anything new has happened since I was gone, because Lord knows what's going to happen between now and when I get back home. Wendy told us about Bill Cosby too. Yeah. But you know what's funny? Those stories about Bill Cosby were not new. I had heard about that stuff about Bill Cosby. When Godfrey, the comedian Godfrey, did that set that went viral, which is really one of the things that went viral. I was like, I've been heard these things. I don't know where I had heard them from. I mean, y'all know I've always been into celebrity gossip. I've always read like magazines, and I mean, I was the type of person I didn't buy the Enquirer, but I used to always buy Us Weekly and stuff like that, and I used to always read biographies and autobiography. I know how I told y'all that. So somewhere in my life, I had heard these stories about Bill Cosby. It wasn't new information to me, so I didn't understand. Yeah, it was new information to me. So no, I'm not going shopping. I don't do, but I haven't done Black Friday. It's not the same as it used to be. Black Friday. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jennifer Lewis. Yep. She sure did. Now listen, if y'all have not, do yourself a favor. I love audiobooks, but let me tell you something. Jennifer Lewis's book with her narrating it, baby, is the funniest shit. I don't care what nobody say. But yep, Jennifer Lewis talks about it as well. Barbara Walters. Okay. Yeah. See, it wasn't new information. It wasn't new information. Anyway, and then that Playboy documentary just blew the roof off a lot of stuff. Yeah, and with the move, she was off the air for 6 months because of how it works in the radio. Usually they can't just start another station right away. Was it Hannibal Buress? Okay. Desario. My bad. If I said the wrong, I thought it was Godfrey, but it was Hannibal Buress. I know Hannibal Buress did the documentary Let's Talk About Cosby, or We Need to Talk About Cosby, because we talked about that. We did a review of the documentary. Now let me tell you something. Thank you, Desario. Thank you, babes. Let me tell you something. If you have any questions about Bill Cosby. And I'm not trying to convince you of his guilt or innocence. I'm saying if you don't understand the timeline, if you don't understand what happened and the order in which it happened, if you've never heard these women tell their stories, I'm telling you to go watch that documentary. It's called I think it's either called We Need to Talk About Cosby or Let's Talk About Cosby. I reviewed it over here, so you can go look at my playlist and y'all can check out my reviews. But you go watch it for yourself. Don't take what Really B said for y'all. Go hear for yourself. I think it's maybe a 4-part documentary over on, I don't know, one of those streamers. I think it's either Hulu or Prime. It's not Netflix. It's either Hulu or Prime. If you look at that documentary and you hear those women tell their stories and you go through the timeline and you don't feel like something ain't right, you just don't want to. And I get it. That's fine. Everybody don't want to believe everything about everybody. And I understand that. But they do a really good job of starting from the beginning. And if you see that documentary, these accusations about Bill Cosby started in the early 1960s. So all of that, oh, he was trying to buy NBC, blah, blah, blah. It started in the early 1960s and it went all the way through the 1980s. And these women are telling the exact same story. The exact same. Listen, a woman from 1962 don't know nothing about a woman from 1973. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And for people to say, well, why didn't they go to, some of these women did go to the police. Some of these women did try to file charges. And I understand the America that we live in, and I understand the America that we grew up in, but please understand, there are certain people that are exceptions to certain rules when it comes to certain things. Bill Cosby was on that list. People like a Sammy Davis Jr., they assimilated into white culture and they had ascended. And I'm not saying Bill Cosby was untouchable because he was still a black man in America. Okay? But he was in certain circles in Hollywood. He was in white Hollywood. See, even to this day, we know there's a difference between black Hollywood and white Hollywood. Bill Cosby was in white Hollywood. Sammy Davis Jr. was in white Hollywood. Now, they might have been in the back of the room, but they were in white Hollywood. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about Bill Cosby. Y'all go watch it. Listen, and I ain't saying that everybody is telling the truth, but I'm saying that I don't think everybody lying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think everybody lying. Okay. Now, moving on. Let me say this I want to clear something up about the Sean Diddy Combs situation, about the allegation from yesterday. So the allegation from yesterday in that article, well, in the legal, because we were talking about this over at Pam's house, the attorney for Diddy, one of his responses, he said something about businesses that weren't even open. And although I can't be too sure what businesses he's talking about, I can be certain one of the businesses that he talked about, that they talked about in the article, was a restaurant called Dell's. I said Dickey. It was a restaurant called Dell's. It was a very known Harlem establishment. And it did close in 1989, I think. Because somebody was saying, that restaurant closed. However, if you Tracy did the research and I looked it up myself, the restaurant opened up a variety of times at different locations throughout New York / Harlem, because they were trying to keep the restaurant open. So it opened a variety of times. And there's an article that's written about it being at this location and being at that location and being here and being there. Now, I think it did permanently close in the early 2000s. It did permanently close, I believe, in either late 1990s or early 2000s. So I'm saying all that to say this assault in that second case allegedly took place in 1991. Wells absolutely could have still been open in 1991 at a different location. right? Not the location that if you the original, because there was the original Wells restaurant that is well known, and I'm gonna talk about that in a quick second. But that restaurant location did close in the late 1980s, but it reopened at a different location. So for people saying, including Diddy's, thank you, don't trip, I said it. It said it closed for good in 1999. This assault allegedly took place in 1991. So it absolutely could have taken place at where she said it took. Well, they could have actually gone to dinner or had whatever it was they said happened at Wells restaurant. It could have absolutely happened. Also, somebody was saying something about people didn't have videotapes in 1991. They absolutely had videotapes in 1991. What are y'all talking about? Now, they weren't very, I mean, you had to have money. They were expensive. But hell, did he have money? Like, what are y'all talking about? That there were no camcorders in 1991. There absolutely were camcorders in 1991. Are y'all crazy? I worked at Walmart in 1993, and we had camcorders at Walmart in 1993. So we were selling camcorders at Walmart in 1993. I promise you, they were available in 1991. Come on. Come on. And maybe not and again, maybe not a camcorder, but a recording device. My family has home movies from the 1970s. So movie recording, and again, camcorder, maybe the technical term camcorder, but movie recording is not new. I have home movies from when I was a kid, and y'all know I'm old, okay? My family, and I mean, I don't know what that recorder was called that my dad had, but we have tapes. I mean, they're not VHS tapes, they're the little reel-to-reel tapes, but we have home movies. So again, moving on. So I thought they said Macy's was phasing it out. You said they went in, they took it all out. I thought they were just phasing it out. Huh? Okay. Super Ace. Thank you. Just read my book. Super Ace. Okay. Right. R. Kelly. Hello. Y'all playing. So moving on. The other thing I want to say. Okay. So Wells Restaurant was started by a man by the name of Dickie Wells. Dickie Wells opened his restaurant. He was a well-known Harlem performer, during the whole era of jazz and so forth. He was, known worldwide. I mean, he was a great performer. He was also a playboy. They said that he was a horror. Okay. He was out in them streets, and they say he would sleep with rich white women all the way down to the Harlem Nights. Okay. And he was a well-known playboy. Now, his restaurant actually started the trend chicken and waffles. He is accredited. Let me say that. He is accredited with starting the trend chicken and waffles. His restaurant, Wells. And it was in Harlem. And it was because he said that he had he had people that came there and they didn't know whether they wanted breakfast or whether they wanted dinner. So he combined breakfast and dinner. Now, here's the reason why I bring up Mr. Dickie Wells. Because again, if we want to make a connection between Dickie Wells and Diddy, this is a very thin line. It's a thin line, y'all. But this goes back to the people who are like, oh, the restaurant wasn't even there. Y'all know what Dickie Wells' nickname was? Oh, is he on Netflix's High Off the Hog? Okay. Y'all know what his nickname was, though? His nickname was Harlem World. Sound familiar? Harlem World? Mace's album was named Harlem World. You can hear Diddy say Harlem World all throughout records and videos. You can hear it. Harlem World was something he picked up, and it became a part of the bad boy catchphrases. When you think of bad boy, Harlem World is something you hear a lot, right? So again, it's not ridiculous to feel like this is an establishment that Diddy was very familiar with, and this person, because see, somebody said what? So when we start talking about, oh, he couldn't have been at that restaurant, it wasn't even open. It sounds like he was very familiar with it. Do I remember Luke coming to Greensboro in the 90s and 2000s? I mean, not up close and personal. I never went to a Luke show, but I'm sure he did. I've never went to a Luke show, but I'm sure he did. I'm trying to think, have I ever seen Luke live? I think I might have been to a concert where Luke was on the bill, but I never went to like a club or nothing where Luke was. I don't believe. Puff will steal anything from anyone, like Freddie P said last year. He's talentless and a thief. Oh, I remember Freddie P. Yeah, remember Freddie P did dog him out. Child, I'm waiting for Mace to speak out. Well, listen, if Mace took that money for his publishing, Mace signed the NDA allegedly, according to RBO Day. Anybody that took that money for their NDA, I mean for their publishing, signed the NDAs. And they said Mace took the money. So if Mace took the money, he signed the NDA. Mace might not be able to say shit. Not without having to sacrifice that money. Child, Uncle Luke better hope midnight comes and goes. Well, the thing is, this is in New York. So somebody that's in the state of New York will have to accuse him. Didn't Biggie have a problem with Diddy? Allegedly, when Diddy died, he was getting ready to leave Bad Boy Records and sign another record deal, and he was taking Junior Mafia with him, allegedly. So, all right, you guys. Now I'm gonna be back. Like I said, I can't tell you exactly what time because I don't know what time I'm coming home, but I got to run a couple of errands, and then I will be back. And when I come back, we are gonna talk about the list. Oh, you know what? That's true. NDA doesn't cover criminal activity. You're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. Okay. The infamous COZ says this suit is a play. This was orchestrated by the PR firm hired by Sean. The outcome is not guilty. This is to set the tone for after the settlement. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. When Keffy D got arrested, Puff knew the other shoe was about to drop and started to prepare. This is holiday exposure. Tiny Todd, believe it, next on mute. I don't know what that means, Liz. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so we'll be back later on tonight. And again, we'll see if anything new drops. With that being said, you guys, y'all have a good day, and I will talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace. Please hit that like button on your way out the door, please, and thank you.